Um, Richard Millie's greater than Jess. Durr in the house. Durr, I hope to God you sold all those watches because the market is crashing now on all your steel stunners. So I hope you sold them and bought Bitcoin at about $16,000 Bitcoin. I hope you made that move. If you did, I'm in solidarity with you. I bought a lot of Bitcoin at around 16,000 this go around, this cycle, this 4-year cycle. Lange looks amazing on my wrist. Yeah, but the O2 would look much better, Jason. Anything looks good on you. That. Okay, so the 002, SPGY 002 gold is 25 new. Did it retain good value? See, again, here's somebody that's been sucked into the theory that watches are investments, right? That you should be parking your value, your hard-earned value in a watch. So they've been scammed already when they're thinking in those terms that a watch is not a consumable, that a watch is an investment item. They've already been scammed. And they're going to probably lose a lot of money on that following that program. Let's see here. Let's go on. Are going to be the ones that are going to be hit the hardest. The Daytonas and things like that. They're going to be the ones hit the hardest. Because they were the ones that were the most hyped, right? All the steel sport model Rolexes, they'll be hit the hardest. This Lange is so beautifully finished. Get back to normal. It's all this hype and everything, all these overpriced watches and so forth. It's going to come down to earth, folks, because people are starting to come down to earth. They're starting to realize it makes no sense. I saw somebody just share a picture the other day in one of the groups of a watch box. Again, 6 watches, or no, it was like 8. It was like 8 watches in the box, all steel stunners. And, some of them expensive, Rolexes and so forth, right? And I just put a comment in there. I said, my God, man, why don't you just sell them all and get a gold stunner and wear it and enjoy it? And he replies back, he says, no, the gold watch will get some scratches on it. I'll lose money, right? I mean, that should tell us everything, folks. He's scared to wear the watches because they'll get scratches because he'll lose money. He doesn't want to wear his he had a Panda in there. He doesn't want to wear his Panda. Heaven forbid. My God, if it gets a scratch, I'll lose like 10 grand. It's very sad, folks. Chinese do make fake. It's getting soft. And when everybody starts waking up that the market is soft, you think you've seen it drop so far. You ain't seen nothing yet. You're going to see, I'll tell you what, for years and years was normal for Rolex. On steel Rolexes, you could get anywhere from 15 to 20% discount buying them new, okay, including a Daytona. And if the AD had a Daytona, they were dying to sell it because nobody wanted those damn things, okay, back in the day. So, gold watch, brand new, like a Date 8, you could get 30 to 40% off, okay. The most I ever got was 40% off on a white gold Date 8 that was an old priced model. So it was already significantly less than the current retail because the dealer didn't mark it up, right? It had an old price. And it was like 2 years in this case. And so it's a 2-year-old price. Plus I got 40% off. That's the only reason I bought it, because I had no interest in the white gold Date 8, but I made a ridiculously low offer and he took it, right? So back in the day, you could get those kind of discounts. And a Date 8 rule of thumb was if it was like 5 to 10 years old, used, it would sell for about half of what it cost new. Okay, that was rule of thumb. On the steel pieces, maybe 60% of what they cost new, right? Thereabouts, if they were in mint condition. Let's say they were 5 to 10 years old. So that, now again, going from the price that it cost new at the time that it was bought, not the current list, right? So that was normal for Rolex pricing, and I think we'll get back to that. Taking your advice, and I'm downsizing on the watches, not using them so they're out the window. Yes, and especially if you take that money and put it in Bitcoin now that we're at the bottom of the cycle or close to it, then in 5 years' time, I think you'll thank me profusely. Yeah, and get on with your life. Be involved in other things. Get the money like Jason's doing. My God, he's raking the money in, big freaking money, right? He made a mistake. He sold his Bitcoin at the bottom a lot of it, most of it, I think he sold. I think he said he sold all of it. And then he's been buying some back slowly but surely since then, small amounts. But, he sold at the bottom. But I mean, sometimes people try to time the market and they don't understand, and it is what it is. But, he makes so much money that doing a mistake like that, it doesn't really matter to him because, he's just raking in the cash. So, but for folks that aren't in that position, don't sell your Bitcoin, for God's sakes. Don't sell your precious Bitcoin. Hold on to that. Was he joking? Not sure. I believe Jason on the BTC sale. No, he doubled down on it. He said he sold at the bottom. Yeah, or close to the bottom. He says he sold. Wait a minute now. He's saying now he sold it around 18.6. I think it was in the 16s when he sold. I think he's making up numbers now. But anyway, even 18.6, I mean, my God, what the hell was he thinking, right? Still think we'll see a crash below there. Time will tell. Yeah, good luck with that. That's very risky. See, here's the thing that I try to tell other, quote, Bitcoiners is the only sure thing is the Bitcoin that you have in cold storage and self-custody, that you have in custody. You're not trusting some third party like Coinbase or FTX or whoever to hold your Bitcoin. You're holding it in self-custody. That's a sure thing. If you sell your Bitcoin hoping to buy it back later, that's a gamble. And I'm not a gambler by nature. I go for sure things. So that's why I buy Bitcoin, I put it in cold storage, and I don't worry about it. And I don't worry about if the price goes up, down tremendously. Now, if it goes down significantly, we're in typically what would be the low part of the 4-year cycle. If you look at the charts, this is the low point of the 4-year cycle. Yes, I will buy more heavily during that time. I will buy more heavily. But I'll even buy some as it goes up and when it's at the high numbers. I bought a fair amount in the $40,000 range, stuff like that, right? But I don't care. I'm happy with that Bitcoin. I'm going to hold it. I'm not worried, right? So that's the thing. Don't stress out about trying to time the market, buying and selling, because we don't know when the 4-year cycles are going to stop happening. We don't know when it'll get to the point where we won't have these big pullbacks in these, quote, bear markets in Bitcoin with this 4-year cycle. That may break at some point. And then if you've sold and you're waiting for those lower numbers to buy back in, guess what? You never get your Bitcoin back. So that's the danger to trying to time the market, is you may end up not getting that Bitcoin back. And I say, buy the Bitcoin dip. Any Bitcoin below $40,000 is a great buy, folks. Anything below 40,000 is a great buy. Mark my words and just wait and see. Wait and see what happens. Time, as Jason says, time will tell the tale. Megan's in the house. Now we know it's time to go. Now we know it's time to go. And Jason tried to get the last word in. And but Kyle beat him to it. All right, we're out of here, folks. See you guys next time.